Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And people have directed me to a video of none other than Lobliner saying that he's only on TRT now. Oh. Let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmith, work on skill up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Because as the Hodge twins would have said back in the day, man, this dude's natural. This dude's just on TRT. Them veins, throbbing veins, big old cock arms. Veins in the arms, when he flexes them, it throbbed like a hard cock. That's what they would have said. Should all be so lucky. Joking aside, do I think he's actually just on TRT now? Yes. I actually believe it's possible. In this particular one instance, I actually believe him. Now, isn't that going to come as a surprise? I know a lot of people know there's been some animosity between Mark and I, but in this case, he's made a statement that a lot of people don't believe that I actually believe he is being honest. I'll get into why in a minute, but I actually think he is being honest. Believe it or not. And I'm really not BSing there. I think he is actually only on TRT. Very possibly. I think it's actually possible. So, a little side note though, because the animosity between he and I does directly involve Layne Norton, that's the reason there's animosity between us. A bunch of people were in the comments today saying, oh, you deserve all this after what you did to Layne Norton. What did I do to Layne Norton? I think you guys missed what happened there if you think I did something bad to him. What, I said he was a fake natty? People have been calling Layne Norton a fake natty for years before I ever said it. Hell, Lyle McDonald called him a fake natty. And Lyle McDonald was a hell of a lot more famous than I was at that time. Is that not a fact? He called him a fake natty. Now, if you think Layne is a lifetime natural, if you honestly believe that, I got some real estate for sale. I have some oceanfront property in Arizona that I would love to sell for you. I'm going to give you a good deal on it. Give you a Lobliner deal. What else did I say? What was the two reasons that he went after me so hard? Was that, and then number two, that I said his branched chain amino acid research was financially biased. Well, there were PhDs who said that. So repeating what a PhDs are saying makes me an evil person. What they're saying about another researcher. Man, horrible stuff right there. And here's the thing. Now that we've had all these meta-analysis come out, multiple meta-analysis saying branched chain amino acid supplementation does not help with muscle growth, does not improve muscle protein synthesis, even when it's infused with an IV, way beyond the doses you would take orally, still doesn't cause muscle growth, doesn't help. And after Scivation, who he was involved with, has made millions and millions of dollars selling them, and then it turns out they don't work, but his research suggested they did. You guys still think my claim was false? Is it just a coincidence that they made millions of dollars and then it turns out meta-analysis say all his research is wrong? The people he was involved with made money off of him? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm wrong there. His data is perfectly good and they work. And these companies just happen to make a bunch of money selling a worthless product. Okay, but I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. All right. I see how it works. But back to the point. Lobliner. Says he's just on TRT. He's lost like 20 pounds of muscle. Guy who's admittedly uses pretty significant amounts of gear loses 20 pounds of muscle. And you think he didn't come off most of his stuff? And he cites his number one reason, his health. He wants to live long enough to see his kids, and he knows there are health risks. I believe that. I think that's a factor. I think that is absolutely a factor. He is a relatively wealthy man, financially successful with 3 children. He knows he abused gear, admits he abused a lot of gear. And when I say abused, I do mean abused, and I do know that for a fact. That's not speculation on my part. But he abused a lot. So yeah, he probably is concerned about his health. And I don't think that's not an unreasonable, illogical conclusion on his part to say, I better cut back down to a healthy amount that my doctor says is okay. That's probably a good idea. That's probably a real good idea. Now, when I say I know, you guys forget I had conversations with Mark when he and I were on speaking terms and somewhat friendly. And before all that, you guys remember, who was his prep coach for winning his pro card? Tell them, Nova, who was it? John Hollywood. It was public knowledge that John Hollywood and I were friends back then. Miss that guy. He's actually a pretty chill dude. It's known that we were friends, that we talked. We were Facebook friends. People saw us in conversations in private groups. He wrote on my wall. We spoke. He gave me, back then, Mark's prep stack. I know what all he used. And it was a lot. It wasn't a gram. Just leave it there. So, when he says he's concerned with his health, yeah, I can see that being a factor. I would be too. So that's not unreasonable, guys. That is not unreasonable. But what's the other thing? There's another factor that he didn't mention. The whole WFN scandal. What did Richard Rodriguez say in that interview? He said in his interview from prison that Pocketliner ratted him out, that he was a snitch, that he rolled on him. Now, we know from his own admission that he received those packages. So he said he got all those drugs, but he had signed for them and knew what they were, but then decided not to use them. He decided not to use them, but he did receive them. He admits all that happened. And he was paid in money and in illicit substances to be a spokesman for them. And he was a spokesman, made videos endorsing their company. Richard says he rolled on him. Well, that means that then he's involved with the DEA if that's the case. And here's the thing. Just because you roll on somebody and snitch doesn't mean you get to just totally always walk free. They're probably going to keep an eye on him. They're probably going to be watching to see if he gets any more packages. They're going to make sure that he doesn't go buy more stuff from someone else. And if he does, they can pop them. They can pop them. Furthermore, everyone in the community knows he's basically an informant. If Richard's telling the truth, and he may or may not be, but he's claiming he snitched on him. Now, when a guy in prison is saying in an interview that this person right here snitched on me and they were known to be financially involved in an illegal operation, maybe they did snitch. It's possible. So there's a whole lot of dealers out there probably don't want anything to do with Mark. It might make it difficult for him to get stuff because they know he's being watched. They know he's a snitch. No one wants to sell him anything. And going to be watched. And that'd be the more interesting thing. You got to wonder why one of his buddies wants to fight me all of a sudden. Could it be because I might have said publicly that he could just brew something up for him? Maybe he's worried he's being watched now too and doesn't want to have anything at his house. Funny how that works. Now that guy wants to fight me in a boxing match. Just for fun. I'm sure they don't like that at all, because that might have been the one person who would feel safe as one of his employees helping a brother out. So yeah, all things considered, the health, the legal ramifications, the possibility of snitching, DEA involved, he probably is keeping stuff that he can only legally have around. He probably is. That would be real smart. I mean, all things considered, that would be the smartest thing he could do. And like he said, he's already got his company. It doesn't matter. He's not going to make money off of his body anymore. Not going to make money off of it. He's got his company, got his YouTubes, and a company. He doesn't need to look the part. He can shrink down. It's all good. So when he says, no, I'm just on TRT now, it's possible that he is. And all things considered, that's probably the best thing he could say, and it's probably the best thing he could really do. And if he is on anything more than TRT, it probably wouldn't be a good idea for him to do so. That would actually not be very smart. So the smartest thing he could do is to do exactly what he says he's doing. It's not unreasonable, guys. It is not unreasonable. So yes, I actually believe him this once. I believe him. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.